with Nueva Ecija having a smaller lineup, you could say pretty much each game. You know, they're not the tallest team, but the thing with them is, you know, there's such a good team defensively. Tingnan natin kung sino ima-matchup nila kay ILDEFONSO and UDUBA. So we talked about size. He makes sure that Nueva Ecija knows about it. First 2 points inside easily using his height.
Well, John UDUBA, this is a big game for him. You know, except for that showdown with Zamboanga last season in the playoffs, I don't think he's played a game of this magnitude in his career here in the MPBL as JAYCEE Marcelino knocks down the three.
I think the key there is getting the ball inside, making the defense react to it. That allowed JAYCEE Marcelino to have a rhythm shot. Look at this. They get the ball inside. They force 2, maybe 3 players, and this extra pass, just enough space for JAYCEE to knock down the first of the leading MVP candidate in DI, David Defonso.
There's a slick spot on the floor here. And hopefully, hindi maapektuhan yung mga players natin. Here's AYONAYON. Finds UDUBA trying to finish up top. When ball knocked away, it will go to Nueva Ecija.
Well, it was the right play. It was a drive towards the side of David Defonso on the left side. His man, Billy Robles, stayed home, and I think that's going to be the night when David Defonso is inside offensively. It's going to be pretty much 4-on-4, which means going to be a lot of space for the other white shirts.
MCALONEY unable to convert. ILDEFONSO has JAYVEE Marcelino on him. Dave looking for a way through, shoots over Marcelino.
Tough shot.
Robbie CELIZ, bigay kay JAYVEE Marcelino. Inside, Robles. The pass is too strong. Turnover, Nueva Ecija.
Intention was there. His execution not on point. Medyo malakas lang yung pasa of what seemed to be an easy 2, supposedly. Turnover, though.
MARWIN TAYWAN thrust into the limelight tonight. He's played second fiddle to Orlan Romar for a lot of games prior to this one when he was with San Juan. Ngayon, he is in the spotlight as the floor general of this talented Abra team.
Well, let's not forget,
we have who? Coach Yong?
Coach Yong.
Or Coach
yeah.
Denok Miranda?
Coach Yong, yeah.
The 2 primetime point guards.
I'm looking at Coach Denok because going up against him the last few months, but I'm referring to Coach Yong. He was the assistant for San Juan because I say that because kilala niya itong si MARWIN TAYWAN, to your point. So, to that situation, he was the third stringer, as you mentioned, but talk about third, that time, David Defonso makes his first field goal with a 3-point shot. Kilala niya at alam niya yung kapasidad nitong si MARWIN TAYWAN. Kaya buo na ang tiwala niya dito paglipat nila sa Abra.
Two Cebuanos going at it. It's Will MCALONEY winning the matchup back there. Both teams feeling each other out. Dumikit ang pick. TAYWAN in traffic. TAYWAN shoots. That's off the mark. Batino with a rebound. He's trapped. Naagaw ni Billy Robles. Robles trying to find a way through. Billy Robles for 2.
Not a good rebounding team really is this Nueva Ecija. That time they corralled the defensive rebound and pushed the basketball. Billy Robles really has shown that.
A quick reminder of what he's capable of doon sa drive na yon.
Yeah, and I correct myself that was off the offensive rebound of Abra and the turnover that they forced, the steal by Robles. But this was a defensive rebound. You see Robbie CELIZ trying to force the issue. Good transition defense.
And look at UDUBA stick to Robbie CELIZ. What a matchup this is. JAYCEE Marcelino. The feed to MCALONEY inside. He was asking for a foul. Hindi binigay. AYONAYON.
This is enough. That's fine with me. I expect MCALONEY to get the ball whether at the top of the key, because usually si Batino is in a drop position. So anytime they do the handoff, that means the handler will have enough space on that get option, which will allow MCALONEY to operate. He just missed the shot, pero ito si Batino, pinapakita niya na siya, that time, will not miss a shot. Pero konting kiskisan si UDUBA at si Robbie CELIZ.
Well, he can be a problem as well. Ryan Batino. He has that soft touch in and around the rim, pero is really known for his defense. And nakita mo yung high five din agad, contact off the ball. And they get warned. And we move on. CELIZ against UDUBA. UDUBA pinapahirapan si Robbie. Marcelino gets a running start. Blocked by Batino. Blocked by UDUBA. What a sequence for Abra. TAYWAN on the move. Finds ELDEFONSO for two.
Well, defense to offense, as you mentioned, what a sequence with those two blocks led to the fast break. That's going to be a problem all night para sa Nueva Ecija if they don't find a way to score.
CELIZ inside. That's a tough look para kay Robbie CELIZ. A lot of contact underneath.
Another stop.
TAYWAN waits for AYONAYON. Mike puts the ball on the deck. JAYCEE is there, and MARWIN will set the table here for Abra. TAYWAN against MCALONEY. He likes this matchup. Sends the ball to UDUBA. A three. No good. JAYVEE Marcelino getting a running start. JAYVEE, the drop to Billy. No good. MCALONEY, that's short. Well, what a start to this ball game. TAYWAN will finish. Abra winning the early exchanges here in Palayan City.
And that's costly because that was a 4-point swing. You know, you could give credit possessions prior with the defensive intensity by Abra with the two blocks, but that time they had two chances at the rim. Talk about Nueva Ecija. Those are the shots that they have to make. It's a must.
JAYVEE Marcelino finding a way through the teardrop falls. Para kaya JAYVEE Marcelino, 11-9.
Well, the start of this game, it's been like a blur. Now approaching under 4 minutes.
And potentially a preview of the North Finals, but I know a lot of teams in the North will have a say into that. ELDEFONSO fires in and out. UDUBA inside the paint. This guy has been a prime-time pickup para dito sa Abra.
Arguably one of the biggest pickups because UDUBA has been an emerging impact player coming from last season in Parañaque. And the mix, you know, that he has right here, he is just a perfect fit, especially if you have the leading MVP candidate in Dave ELDEFONSO. Baka kilala mo siya.
7 points now para kay Dave ELDEFONSO. And this is where depth will come to play. Second unit for Abra. ENCHO Serrano is part of that. Dave ELDEFONSO, just a simple play. He gets to step into this jumper. This is his favorite.
Goes under the screen, makes the defense pay. What I like about that even though the defense went under, he could have settled for a three, but instead, you know, he gets a good angle close to the right elbow, the left elbow rather, and gets a higher percentage shot and knocks it down. Ochiong will challenge.
We'll be right back. Ball will go against Dave ELDEFONSO. And they're claiming it's all ball, pero from that angle,
I don't know. Like, to me, that was margin. The official said initially that it was a strip on the upper arm, below the wrist,
yung
right?
Signal, yung signal.
Pero yung replay, sa daliri.
That was part of the ball.
And usually, marginal contact yan. So, I mean, it could have been a no call. But again, that's a referee's discretion in terms of that particular foul.
Our officiating crew for tonight, it's an experienced one. Alan Manzano is the crew chief. Jay Castroverde, Efren Aganan, and our substitute referee is Edmar Abis. 7 of 13 for Abra. Field goal shooting for 12 for Nueva Ecija. David, Gonzalez, and Serrano are in the game. ELDEFONSO will miss. Rebound, nakuha ni JAYVEE Marcelino. 5-point deficit early here for the Rice Vanguards. That's a travel on Robbie.
I thought Robbie had a shot because it was a flat show on that mini ball screen action on the left slot. And a little bit tentative as he got the ball. Itong si Robbie lost his footing and forced the official to call the walk.
Hindi, it's not been an easy start para dito kay Captain Robbie because he got blocked and then was forced into a tough shot by UDUBA. Serrano gets it to Gonzalez.
That's
the
a
little
shot.
push shot
I
goes
tell you,
in.
I tell you, even off the bench when he was playing for the Green Archers, that shot torched us a lot in big-time moments, in big-time games. Talk about Raven Gonzalez, right hook.
Manaytay. David nagmamadali, pulls up the jumper.
That's
Is
a
money
shot.
para kay Josh David.
Trust me, this combo, the three combo, Gonzalez, David, and Austria, they're like my kids that I didn't have. Dahil ilang beses ko na nakikita tong mga to. Kakaiba tong mga, itong tatlong player na nakuha nila.
Villarreal, he needs to get going for Nueva Ecija to have a chance here. David, again, jumper, no good. Mocon with the rebound. Nick Demusis is in the game as well. Mocon gets it to Nick. Demusis. Back to Mocon, plenty of time on the shot clock. Toto, back to Mocon. It's a blocking foul on Austria. No, offense seemed to be
stagnant.
It looked a bit lost
May
there.
movement, pero parang yung galaw nila, hindi sila sigurado. I thought that play, because Abra looked to be switching 1 to 4,
Yeah,
they could have looked for Robbie on the post. You know, he had Serrano with about 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Pero ngayon, lumabas na siya. Pinalitan na siya ni Hamito.
Jammer wants the ball in the post, and Jammer goes to work immediately.
And that's the key. Kakapasok mo lang, at imbes na magpakyut, he went to work right away tulad ng sinabi mo. He can be a problem para sa front court nitong Abra.
19 to 14, ENCHO has Manaytay on him. Serrano, the spin. Manaytay staying with him. Serrano fires and hits!
And that was right between the eyes of the outstretched arm by Manaytay. Just a confident player. Itong si Serrano.
Demusis. Toto launches. Too strong. Rebound David. Here comes ELDEFONSO. Dave inside. He draws the foul.
But here's the thing with Dave, Sedelf. We all know, as we kept on mentioning, that he's the leading MVP.
With 1xBet.
He's averaging only 25 minutes per game, but you cannot be deceived with that number because I think he is the best conditioned athlete in the league right now. I think, and we've seen this in a couple games because this team is so good. They blow teams out.
Yeah.
Average margin of double figures, no doubt. They have to sit him. They usually sit him start of the fourth quarter. Lamang na sila na malaki. But we've seen him also and the way he moves. Sa totoo lang, this season, and 4 months into it already, hindi ko pa siya nakikitang napapagod. The way he moves, his demeanor and everything, he's right up there at the top of the bookshelf.
Yeah, pretty much a cut above the rest at the
His
moment.
conditioning is a big part to his success, his MVP season so far.
Double-digit lead for Abra. 22.9 seconds remaining in the first period. There's a stoppage here. Looks like they're sorting things out. Congressman JB Bernos and of course, Boss Bong Cuevas. Two important figures. You know, sabi ko nga kanina, no, we had that conversation. You know, these are two passionate people for basketball. Putting up a team.
Yeah.
And alam natin, there has to be a certain type of craziness and passion.
Yeah, which most of them have. Pero I think the difference is the way they express it. Medyo chill yung dating ni Boss Bong. And intense naman. Di ba? Si Boss JB. But both are really good for the league and obviously good for their teams.
Yeah.
But ultimately, anytime you're an owner of the team, you can do whatever you want.
Yes. Austria. That's a foul, and Coach Don Dulay is trying to figure things out. John Wilson is moved into the, wala pa siya, no? Hindi pa siya pinapapasok dito. He still has
the 11th
Ryan Costello in there as a point guard.
Well, he's usually in the second group, pero because of the addition of Nick DeMusis, binibigyan ng oras ng ni Coach Don Dulay si Nick DeMusis, which I think is good for them down the line because he brings a lot of versatility to them. Obviously, a much better athlete.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL, 0 for 2. And Jayu Chu has also entered the ball game. Time winding down. That almost went in for Nick DeMusis. But the visiting Abra Solid North Weavers throwing the first punch dito sa ating matchup. Dave Ildefonso in a starring role in that first period. MCALONEY had his moments against Batino, but it was pretty much Abra in this first period.
And it was because of their defense, especially that sequence where in the two straight blocks that led to this fast break right here. And guess what? Abra is up by 10. A nice play to start the quarter as Nueva Ecija has first possession. They started off with a Villarreal 3.
As we mentioned, Christian, he needs to get going. DeMusis unable to. Jolo Mendoza for Abra. Serrano against Bocon. ENCHO will launch the 3. He gets it to go.
Once again, over the outstretched arms of Manaytay.
Inside, that's a walk.
That's a walk. Well, that's when you put your length to your advantage. You would think Hamito would have a clean look after the move, pero ito, that distance, it's all ENCHO Serrano needs for his second 3 of the ball game.
Almost the same spot earlier. Mendoza, John Wilson is in the game as well. Mendoza trying to break down the defense. That's a travel on Jolo.
So they cleared out the right side of the floor on that step-up ball screen sa top of the key. And Jolo Mendoza wasted no time to be aggressive. Just lost his footing after the bump. I believe by a big man. I think that was Hamito.
No, that was Wilson.
Wilson, rather.
3 turnovers for Abra. Only there are 5 turnovers for Nueva Ecija. Manaytay gets it to Toto. Another 3 from Toto. That's short this time. Hamito and Chu battling it out. Jammer bumps Geo.
Yun yung advantage niya sa ilalim. Di ba kasi pag sumildon si Gio Chu sa ibabaw, magkakaroon ng advantage, baka mapasaan. And if you're Hamito, you gotta do an early work, no? Usually mataas, you wanna meet him high sa may free throw line to make him work for that angle and to take away the early steal.
Mendoza fires. Nagawan sa rebound and ends up with Villarias. Mocon. They go to Wilson. He'll launch a three. Gets it to go.
See, we weren't able to finish. The reason why John Wilson is the 11th man in this team. What you're missing by putting him in the 11th.
AYONAYON.
I think these are the next two possessions, offensive possessions para sa Abra, crucial in terms of the minutes na binibigay nila kay Dave ILDEFONSO. If they fail to convert, I believe Coach Yong will insert Dave ILDEFONSO quickly in this game.
And a foul on Jammer Hamito. Happened right in front of referee Alan Manzano. 27-20 is the count. 2 minutes gone by in the second period. Jolo. Will MCALONEY will check in and the next dead ball. Mendoza is blocked by Manantay.
Had the right idea in mind as he was able to drive the basketball right here in between. Pero si Manaytay had other plans with that block.
Parang nabitawan na ni Jolo yung bola doon. Manaytay with the steal. Christian. Look out. Christian Manaytay with a throwdown here in Palayan City. Nueva Ecija making their move here in the second quarter. Only down by 5.
They're going to call an offensive foul, and right on cue, Sidel, just like how we mentioned it. At that time, John Wilson a little short on the finish.
ILDEFONSO, atake. 2 free throws coming up, and Dave walking it off, smiling.
I think the kids watching at home, that move looks simple, but really it takes a good foundation for somebody like him to work hard. Short sprinting to the top of the key to get the ball, show the ball with a shot fake, and not committing a turnover with a travel.
Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances and subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Madalas iniisip ng tao yung athleticism ng isang magaling na manlalaro tulad niya. But really, yung foundation, yung footwork, yung basics, yan ang nagpapatibay sa mga mahuhusay na manlalaro. That simple play right there.
Yung court,
pinakita ni Dave.
Court na din eh. TAYWAN rings the bell with a 3. And what an answer for Abra.
What a substitution. And MARWIN TAYWAN, he has started this game very well for them. And then coming off the bench after a short rest, he comes in and answers with a 3. That 3 was so good, it forced Coach Don to call a timeout. Remaining time, Senator Manny has in the boxing ring.
Tama.
Ano na yan eh? Alam na natin, it's a small window remaining.
Yes.
And we take for granted yung mga ganitong laban.
And every time he fights, and you look back at where he's come from and where he is now, and maybe you can also argue it's because...
And everything that he's doing, if I may add,
yes,
on the side.
And you can actually say that because of his boxing, we're here in the MPBL.
No question. No question.
There's Manaytay. Got the step and a foul on Jayo.
You see, they need more of this action. Whether it's a get option or a dribble handoff coming from the 5-man. That's where I see where they could create an advantage. Usually you would go to the post. But because of the size ng Abra, you could take advantage of their slow feet. Whether it's Batino or
Manaytay.
Gio.
Or, yeah.
The defensive. That's why ngayon pinasok si Simon Camacho so that maybe when they switch, he's a better matchup initially kay Christian Manaytay.
Don't you just like it that every time there's something wrong, you can just pick out from the bench?
What a luxury, no?
Na,
It-
meron ka kaya mapupulot
it's like having a Chanel, using it, and then nabasa on a stain, then you open the drawer and there's a Louis Vuitton.
Oo. Or an Hermes. Taiwan for 3. That won't go. Wilson with a rebound. Rekindling. The last time, Wilson and AYONAYON were on the floor. They were teammates with San Juan. Ito naman ang magiging concern for Abra because if the matchup gets crossed, it's MCALONEY on Camacho.
Right, and so far, Nueva Ecija has made 3 3-pointers already, which is probably, preventing them from packing the paint.
Manaytay in close.
Offensive foul. Yeah.
Now Robbie CELIZ.
Set to check in.
Napalitan si Christian Manaytay. Right here on the discard. Extends his elbow.
So we talked about DI. I'll tell you something interesting. Napag-usapan natin si DI of what I think is the best conditioned athlete in the league. Robbie CELIZ, on the other hand, to me, is the best player in the league with the lowest budget shoe. Paborito niya yan eh.
Precision yata
Yung
yan.
precision,
Oh.
right? Usually we would see the main guys wearing Kobe, Sabrinas, yung mga top-of-the-line shoe, not Robbie CELIZ.
That's a foul on MCALONEY, and I'm wondering why he's surprised because he was all over Batino.
But you get the point where I'm getting, right?
Yes.
You don't need the most expensive shoe to be the best player.
And so you're saying na pwede naman pala hindi LV or Chanel yung bag mo.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
What an analogy, Mr. Luanson. Batino contributing with 3 points so far. Grabe yung per possession na labanan.
Yan talaga.
You just can't hide.
Top caliber teams, every possession matters.
2 for 2 for Batino, and look at that crowd behind the rim right there. 10-point lead again for Abra.
I'm going to Robbie CELIZ. I'm gonna try. Susubukan ko yung depensa ni Camacho.
Here we go, Robbie. Against Camacho, fadeaway is short.
Winning that possession, Camacho using his length that prevented. And those see Robbie CELIZ really with his go-to move, left shoulder fade.
0 for 3 so far for Captain Robbie. There's a switch. ELDEFONSO! Oh my!
What's that song? What's that song? What's that line? Smooth like butter.
Oh my, Dave ELDEFONSO came to play tonight. Wilson. MCALONEY gets it back. Aatake si Will. Ayaw umakyat. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Now look at this. Just the composure. Cross, left to right. Doesn't have it right here. I'll just take a step back even with a taller guy in front of me. He holds that follow through and looks at the Abra crowd.
What more can you do though in that sequence?
You could double team.
Take
Which
the ball.
eventually you got to take it out of his hands. Or maybe, stunt a little bit. But you cannot leave MCALONEY by himself on an island with the leading MVP candidate in the league in Dave ELDEFONSO.
Well, sooner or later, Nueva Ecija has to make a decision what they were going to do with Dave ELDEFONSO because
Think about it.
it's not
Tingnan
enough.
mo lang yung numero eh. Leading scorer in the game, 13 points. He's the only player in double figures. And in Abra, the next leading scorer is MARWIN TAYWAN with 5. So it's not like he has a sidekick right now who's in double figures as well, although MARWIN TAYWAN can go to 7 after these 2 free throws. So at this point, since ELDEFONSO is torching your defense, you got to give him different looks.
We'll have to wait kung anong gagawin dito na adjustment ni Coach Don Dulay. 7 points para kay Marwin Taiwan. It's a 13-point lead for the Solid North Weavers on the road here in Palayan City. Robles. ELDEFONSO comes up with the steal. Dave.
They're going to attack the ball screen, maybe force a switch.
Robles can't stay in front. The help comes, but it's a foul.
See, that cannot happen. Because we talked about this in the previous game. A ball screen, you want to send him towards the screen. Because anytime you allow the reject, he beat not only yung kanyang bantay, but also the nearest guy to help was in the corner, I believe was JAYCEE, MARCELINO. But then again, too little, too late. Nothing you could do but foul. Ito si DI. And he has a chance, obviously, to extend his scoring prowess to 15.
Palitan ng tao dito. Demusis comes in, returns para kay Robbie Celis. Is 0 for 3. And binabati natin ang mga nanonood. 22,000 on Facebook, 18,000 on YouTube.
Magandang gabi po.
Kasama na dyan si Robin Tampos of Puma Glorieta. Raymond Binuya nanonood din. And of course,
Si Councilor?
oo.
Injured ka daw, Consi?
Oo. Tapos si Boss Robert Kai of Boracay de la Ia. Always a good friend of the league.
Muntinlupa.
No,
Dati?
dati.
Hindi.
Meron silang din dati. Boracay de la Ia din.
Yeah. Pero ang ni-sponsor nila dati.
Ngayon Pangasinan sila.
Pangasinan ngayon.
Pangasinan.
Yes.
Ganda dyan sa Boracay de la Ia. Boss Robert. Hopefully, I'll see him in a few days. Inside again, a travel on Will McAloney. Tingnan natin yung nangyari dito, Christian. Camacho right there, staying in front.
Yeah, just holding his ground.
Now Demusis on ELDEFONSO. 10th
clear
turnover for Nueva Ecija. ELDEFONSO airballs the 3.
Didn't like that shot. I know Dave has, hit a couple three-pointers, but he had a clear right side and ISO. I thought he had a chance to attack the baseline and make something happen. He settled that time. Still a 15-point lead for the Weavers.
JAYCEE Marcelino. JAYCEE attacks the defense of Camacho. And that is off Simon Camacho.
Got to credit the coaching staff. Yeah, they saw the struggle defensively with the combination of Batino and Chu earlier, and they put in Simon Camacho, and he has been nothing short, but really good on the defensive end, especially on the last part, forcing the miss.
JAYVEE to trigger it in. Finds JAYCEE. McAloney.
That's
another
a walk.
travel.
Yeah. Just a little tentative right now. Ito si Will McAloney with those 2 straight turnovers.
Was Cuevas watching intently. His team down by 15 at the moment. Boss Dennis Abella. Nanonood din. Gabi, boss. 14-25. AYONAYON. Binigay kay Batino. Oh, what a move. Ryan Batino. Quietly, but effectively really making a huge dent here sa depensa ng Nueva Ecija.
He's really deceptive. He's one of the better short roll players we have in the league. We know him as a back to the basket guy. Short roll, he's a good decision maker. He shows us why.
Play of the Game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Dave Ildefonso. First half, 15 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 4 rebounds and 2 steals. What an occasion and what a spectacular first half para sa mukha ng MPBL.
Well, we're just seeing the product, the result of it, but it just feels like his demeanor, his body language heading into this game as Nueva Ecija nakanakaw of the full court press, no, gets a 3-on-1 advantage and makes sure that they score after a long drought. But it feels like DI, he had this game marked on his iOS calendar or Android, whatever.
Naka-Google Calendar.
Iba yung focus niya.
I think he's also set to fly out immediately.
Tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, for the Jones Cup, silang dalawa ni J.O. Chu. Parang nagmamadali sa flight, ano ba?
There's certain matchups in the league wherein alam mo yung date, iba yung mindset mo. At kitang-kita, no? Pinaghandaan niya to.
Robbie gets that one to drop, plus the foul. This time, Robbie Celis, this is where he is at his dangerous best.
Ganda ng footwork, no? You would think that he would lose his balance, but after the gather, he'll step through with the right leg. And obviously the finish, a much needed basket for them and for him, confidence-wise. Oh, that was a bad miss. Off right.
Yeah.
Rarely do we see that.
5 rebounds now for Dave Ildefonso to go with his 15 points. The Mooses right in front of him. Both teams in penalty. Ildefonso fires. That won't go. Celis with a rebound. Marcelino. That was a travel. That was a travel, Christian.
No whistle, the play continues on. And obviously, a sorry miss for Marcelino.
TAYWAN trying to get past JAYVEE.
What a screen by Batino.
MARWIN almost got that one in.
He was fishing for a foul.
JAYVEE Marcelino blocked by Batino. Camacho stepped on the line, but after Dave Ildefonso, Ryan Batino's been the next best player para sa Abra.
Well, nabanggit natin to. The importance of rebounding and transition defense. If you really want the game, you gotta take it. And ang patunay nun, yung mga ganong plays, running down and stopping the offensive team. Yan ang pinakita ni Batino, even after the missed layup on the other end.
That's the reason why he was such a sought-after free agent last season. And
He was probably the most sought big man, the way we were hearing things. Parang lahat, all 30 teams, gusto siyang kunin.
kaya nga,
It felt that way.
basta nasa double digits yung team.
Oo,
team
sure yun. Sure yun.
JC. Back out to JV. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Marcelino, there's a switch. Camacho. The step back 3 from Marcelino. That won't work. Agawan sa rebound. Ildefonso with his 6th rebound of the game. 44-29. Game slowing down here in the second period. Ildefonso, TAYWAN, AYONAYON gets away. The back shot won't go. Batino is there, but AYONAYON cleans it up on the 3rd opportunity.
It's all about activity for Batino and the Abra Weavers. Felt like everybody was just standing and waiting for Dave to make things happen, but as soon as he swung the ball and the drive by AYONAYON, Batino went inside for the offensive rebound, got a hand in, and then AYONAYON was there to clean it up.
Jammers jumper. No go. Ildefonso has time. He was looking for a foul. Hindi binigay. But Dave Ildefonso, what a half for the Sheriff. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, giving Nueva Ecija a lot of